Hi! It's no secret that most of the population thinks that there was a massive fraud committed during the 2020 general election, an election that Joe Biden claims was won by him. In Georgia, the margin was just 12,670 more votes than Trump. I think Biden claiming victory may be a little premature until the litigation challenging the results is finalized. Sidney Powell and Lin Wood, along with a few other attorneys, filed lawsuits in Georgia and Michigan on November 25th, requesting injunctions and actions to overturn the election results in these states. Powell and Wood must show that law was violated and that the violations produced fraudulent votes in numbers that affected the election results. I think they have. The immediate reaction by elitist attorneys and elitist journalists was the identification of typographical errors in the pages of the lawsuits. This, to me, indicates that these elitists have never had to research and put together a complex piece of litigation with limited resources and limited time. Let me assure you that the content of the lawsuit is good. In this video, we will briefly discuss what the lawsuit in Georgia is seeking. In another video, we will discuss what is being sought in Michigan. In the Georgia lawsuit, it states that there is clear evidence of 20,311 absentee or early voters that voted while having moved to other states or while being registered to vote in other states. The number 20,311 votes cast exceeds by 7,641 votes the 12,670 votes by which Trump lost in Georgia. The lawsuit states that expert Russell Ramsland has determined that at least 96,600 mail-in ballots were fraudulently cast in Georgia. He also concludes that up to 136,098 ballots were illegally counted as a result of improper manipulation of the Dominion voting machine software. The lawsuit also states that an untold number of unlawfully acquired absentee or mail-in ballots were used to cast fraudulent votes. Now, there are other indications of fraud identified in the lawsuit, many, but the ones just outlined should be enough to motivate a just court to look into the lawsuit with vigor. If the court does not, then we will know that the deep state is very deep. The numbers do indicate that the fraudulent ballots were enough to affect the outcome of the election. The lawsuit also details many specific violations of both Georgia state law, U.S. law, and the violation of the Constitution of the United States. The Georgia lawsuit is seeking 1. An order directing Governor Kemp and the Secretary of State to decertify the election results. 2. An order enjoining Governor Kemp from transmitting the currently certified election results to the Electoral College. 3. An order requiring Governor Kemp to transmit certified election results that state that President Donald Trump is the winner of the election. 4. An immediate order to impound all voting machines and software in Georgia for expert inspection by the plaintiffs. 5. An order that no votes received or tabulated by machines that were not certified as required by federal and state law be counted. 6. A declaratory judgment declaring that Georgia's Secretary of State Rule 183-114-0.9- 6.15 violates the Electors and Elections Clause of the U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 4. This rule is in direct conflict with Georgia state law, which prohibits the opening of absentee ballots until Election Day. The Secretary of State created this rule, allowing absentee ballots to be opened 3 weeks before the election, and which violates a Georgia law and by default violates the U.S. Constitution. The U.S. Constitution gives the Georgia legislature the right to formulate election law, not the Georgia Secretary of State. 7. A declaratory judgment declaring that Georgia's failed system of signature verification violates the Electors and Elections Clause by working a de facto abolition of the signature verification requirement. The Secretary of State of Georgia did not require that electoral workers verify signatures on absentee ballots, as required by Georgia state law. 8. A declaratory judgment declaring the current certified election results violates the Due Process Clause of the U.S. Constitution. 9. A declaratory judgment declaring that mail-in and absentee ballot fraud must be remedied with a full manual recount or statistically valid sampling that properly verifies the signatures on absentee ballot envelopes and that invalidates the certified results if the recount or sampling analysis shows a sufficient number of ineligible absentee ballots were counted. 10. An emergency declaratory judgment that voting machines be seized and impounded immediately for a forensic audit by plaintiff's experts. 11. A declaratory judgment declaring absentee ballot fraud occurred in violation of the U.S. Constitution and Georgia state law. 12. A permanent injunction prohibiting the governor and the Secretary of State from transmitting the currently certified rules to the Electoral College based on the overwhelming evidence of election tampering. 13. Immediate production of 36 hours of security camera recording of all rooms used in the voting process at State Farm Arena in Fulton County, Georgia, from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. until 6 p.m. on November 3rd. 14. Plaintiffs further request the court grant such relief as is just and proper, including but not limited to the costs of this action and their reasonable attorney fees and expenses, pursuant to 42 U.S.C. 1988. I think Powell and Wood have a good shot at prevailing in this case, even if they have to take appeals to higher and higher levels. Well, I hope this helps. Have a good day.